doji on the S&Ps. Really that's what we've had this pullback for the past couple of days. I was targeting this 192.20 area last night as a potential buy area. I ended up taking it for a long-term buy and hold to buy the dip. We see that we have basically a W pattern forming here in the 5 minute, and I went ahead and bought here for long-term buy and hold, and I'll just keep holding that for pretty much forever. But I'm looking for out of this. I mean, this thing could chop around. It's had a very very good trend the past week. So it's chop is expected, and ultimately I could see another leg lower to the 190.20 area, and at that point then I would be looking to buy more. Um, so that's just kind of what I'm watching for this. I mean, it's really hard to say. Like I said, it's trended the past 2 days. It's got this long looking doji. I mean, it's due for a couple inside days before we go ahead and look to trade this again. Nasdaq. I mean, Nasdaq is starting to pull back. I put the fibs on here last night in regards to kind of what I was looking for. Shoot, that's the wrong way. This is still showing relative strength in the longer time frames, and I mean we are. It doesn't have it up there. I mean we're testing this area. I mean hold on. I know this isn't the right way, but I'm just gonna. You can just see that it's testing this. What would be the 21 or something? 21 area of the fib retracement, and I'm just seeing as that's kind of an area of support. Ideally, I could see a head and shoulders forming here. Bounce a little bit and then retest it, and then a rejection and then go long. That's kind of what I'm playing for, mentally. So that's kind of what I'm seeing, form here. This isn't a short by any means. If anything, you're going to be shorting the Russell, and you'd already be in the Russell short. Russell. I mean, this had just another down day. Like I said, I'm targeting this area, the 109s, and if this just keeps collapsing, I mean, this just looks like it wants to just keep on going. It had this breakout area or breakdown area here that I've highlighted in the past videos, and we had the open range low, and it looks like it just wants to keep going. Apple is a position that I ended up opening up at the close today. Mainly, I'm not sure of the overall market, but my setup's a setup. We have double inside hourly candles. So, I mean, the break above, and I ended up taking a position here. I've got about the low of the day stop today. That's my stop. Many of you know that I pointed out that last time we had the double inside hourly candles was back here, and then we had a nice trend. So we had the 626. So I'm just kind of playing the same setup here. This is a little bit wider of a stop, but a setup's a setup. I'm going to take it. I'm in my smallest position size on this because I'm not comfortable with how the overall market is. But I would. It's one of those things where you take it because it's your setup, and let your position sizing be because of the overall market. Because I'd kick myself if I was in it. Overall targets on this, it would be all-time highs. I'm not sure exactly what that is. That would be a high of 172. So that's my overall target. I'm gonna have a stop the low of the day. Risk reward brings me to, I believe, a little over 3 on this trade. And then also too, I have to factor in dividend. Yeah, so it's a little over 3. It's about 4, and then I'll have I believe it's a 40-cent dividend or something coming up. Where does that show up on here? It's not showing up. Okay. So I'll have that to help out my risk reward on this trade if I hold it longer than Thursday. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in Apple is I'm looking for it to go ahead and retest this all-time high area. Amazon, this one just fell off a cliff. I mean, it had bad earnings, and then it's just breaking down with the market. I'm just gonna let this one do what it's got to do, and go ahead and not trade that. Facebook, this one is looking very, very good. We've had the strong earnings. Now we just had this pullback. It's kind of in a channel. Look at the hourly. I mean, this is some shoot. Trend line. I mean, this is sort of a channel here, and it's. Hold on, I'm just talking this through right now as I see it. I mean, you got the doji here in the daily. The volume isn't really increasing versus what it used to be on the pullback. I would say that if this was truly a powerful pullback where people wanted to sell off, that this would be a higher sell. So I think the volume is definitely on the bullish side for this. I would go ahead and let this thing set up, give it a couple days, and then take it long. But this is by no means bearish, and it also has the testing of the all-time highs here. So that pullback makes sense in my mind. Now I'll let it set up, maybe take a 74 trigger long if we can get a couple days of sideways action here, and then look to swing that long. That's kind of what I'm doing. LinkedIn had a great day. Great earnings release, closed at the highs. I mean, there's nothing more bullish than that, especially on a Friday with the overall market down. I mean, this thing just wants to keep going higher. It's just a matter of a good risk to reward entry, and that's I'm gonna wait for that to present itself. Google, this is bearish. We're testing this low here. If this thing does gives me another shoulder here, gives us a little dead cat bounce, then it's definitely a short through. It's something to watch going forward. Netflix, I highlighted this one last night, saying be very careful with it going short, because there's a short on the shorter time frames with this break low here. You can basically see this head and shoulders forming, and then basically today we had follow through off of that, but then we had the spike up. This is a hammer, almost a hammer, and we've got increasing volume on this hammer. I mean, people are stepping in to buy this one. Look to take this one long. Above this 435 area. That's kind of where I'm looking. You can see that the levels are very, very clear on this, and you can look to go long above that, and that's something that I'm going to be watching like a hawk next week. Priceline's got earnings 2 weeks from now. I mean, this thing could rip up. This thing hasn't been pulling back with the market. It's got this nice strong uptrend. I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking to do here. If we can get a break, if we can get some momentum in the market, but you got this 246 or 264, excuse me. I mean, that could provide some resistance. I mean, I'm probably just going to lay low on that and let this one settle. Tesla, this weekly chart is really bullish. You see first leg of the Elliott wave forming. Go fib retracement off of this. Hold on, let me draw my lines. I posted this on StockTwits earlier. You've got that line right there. That's basically the breakout area. Comes back, retests it, doesn't violate it. One could argue that that's the breakout area. That's the breakout area that I took. But if we basically break this high, this thing has a lot of room to run. This weekly high, excuse me. You can put on the Fibonacci extensions. Oops, that's the wrong one. Put on the trend based, and you're looking at upwards of 280. That would be my target. So you can go ahead, get a low risk entry, get some commons, and just swing them. And then once it sets up for a daily triggered, go ahead and get in some calls and ride the wave, with the pun intended. Oops. Oh, Twitter. Goodyear pullback. Let me just look at this volume here right now as I'm just doing this on the fly. I mean, this pullback volume today is very low compared to everything else. I mean, this thing's in about the normal range after this. There's probably a lot of shares changing hands. This is looking good in my mind. Like with Facebook, this is going to require a little bit of time to get a low risk entry. That's basically the main ones that I have. IBM looks bad. GoPro looks bad. Baidu, same thing. Wait for it to set up a little bit more, then go ahead and take it long. Yahoo, this actually could present itself very well. You've had this low volume pullback here. And then above this 1 or 37 area could provide a really good trigger for a swing. You got the multiple tests of it. Z is pulling back to the breakout area and dojing. I mean, that is what it is. Yelp is trying to break down after earnings, but not. Just let that one sit. SWKS, this is one that I really, really, really like. You got the bullish engulfing candle here. You've got the low volume pullback almost that it seems like, and then you got this bullish engulfing. I mean, this thing. Look at the 2 hour here. You could almost really take today's high, or a little bit above today's highs as a trigger, if you're aggressive. That's something that I'm watching like a hawk. Hopefully we could have one day of consolidation, one day with a test of it, and then just take the high. But that's something I'm looking. SanDisk. SanDisk, this is looking good. We've got this downtrend here that basically we tested. We didn't break down with the overall market. This is something that you could take long if you get a low risk entry. FireEye just got killed. 3Ds got killed. Amgen. These bios, in my opinion, these bios are looking. I mean, these are hard to tell just because of how far they pulled back. They're kind of all over the place. They need to consolidate a little bit more to get a high risk or a low risk entry. SunPower fell off the map. Solar City, that's CSIQ is falling off the map. Mountain Coffee Roasters is getting tight. Not exactly, though they are earning next week. Just basically play those two ranges, and it should pop. It should move either way. I mean, this thing's been hanging around this level for way too long, and eventually it should move. If you look at the weekly here, yeah, that week, that weekly is tight for 3 weeks. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why this thing shouldn't move after earnings. You could do a call spread, or you could do a straddle, excuse me, if you feel like playing earnings. But I mean, I don't. Goldman Sachs, this had a nasty pullback after this breakout level, and I was retesting it. I mean, this thing that looks bad. Just let that thing set up. MasterCard had a nice bullish candle, nice wide range bullish, but I mean, after that down candle yesterday, I mean, that is what it is. Visa, Chipotle looks good. Got this nice strong uptrend, and it's not pulling back with the market. I mean, you could really take this thing long, above these highs here. Excuse me. You got that trend. Let's see if we can get a little better on the hourly. And once we get above the, wow, this thing's gone up a lot. The 680 area, then we can go ahead and take that long. That's something that I'll be watching very, very closely because of the relative strength that it's had to the other high betas that have basically pulled back off of their gap up. So obviously, you've got Facebook, who had that gap, who's been coming back, whereas Chipotle is just riding high. So I mean, you would want to take that long just because of the relative strength that it's showing. Disney has got earnings coming up. FedEx is pulling back in. Boeing is still dojing after this breakdown from this area after earnings. Pandora is a short that I highlighted yesterday, and it didn't follow through, but that's just because the market's chopped. EOG breakdown badly. ExxonMobil broke down. CAT broke down. Las Vegas Sands is holding on to this ledge, this 72 ledge, and that could break down soon. And then last and most importantly, Wynn. I mean, Wynn's holding up well after this breakout here. Um, it's just retesting it. I mean, if this thing were to hook around and go through, this thing's got a lot of power. I mean, let's get earnings coming up, so I mean, it's something to watch. That's all that I got for next week. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just going to be letting the market set up. I'm in small positions right now after being in cash after the pullback, and I'm looking to basically see where this market wants to go. It's got room to the upside now, and it's got room to the downside. So it's just a matter of picking a good risk-reward trades, and hopefully you'll hit one. So enjoy your weekend, and let's trade them all Monday.